Titan Fitness. They copied yet another piece of home gym equipment, and we need to talk about it. The No Fake Channel, checking in. Jonathan here, and Titan Fitness just released a brand new Squat Max MD, and it's almost an identical copy to Brian Hennessy's Squat Max. But Titan Fitness isn't in trouble this time because they did it right. For those of you not aware, Brian Hennessy is an ex-NFL player who, like so many others, suffered from lower back pain because of all the sports and injuries that he accumulated over the years. He had developed a belt squat device, and he patented it called the Squat Max. Many people loved it. It was like no other. Most belt squats, the weight is actually down and in front of you, whereas with the Squat Max, the weight is literally beneath you. So not only does it literally imitate the squat without having the bar on your back and compressing your vertebrae, it actually decompresses your vertebrae because the weight on your hips is pulling directly down on you. And people loved it. So Brian Hennessy has now partnered with Titan Fitness, giving them permission to sell his Squat Max. They redesigned it slightly, and they have now put it into production. It went on sale and immediately sold out. And we definitely need to talk about it, but let's back that train up to the track. A lot of entrepreneurs are having trouble with actually getting financing, getting inventory, getting the infrastructure up and running to get their products out to the people that want them at a fair price. And in that case, especially with the home gym community where a lot of this equipment is heavy, big, and costs some boku bucks, they have been partnering with bigger manufacturers, allowing them to kind of take the reins on their products and give them what's known as a royalty or a price on every one that is sold. We've seen this countless times. Probably the most recent has to be Rogue Fitness partnering with Mutant Metals for their ultimate dip attachment. I know Kazon DIY has done this in the past, and there's a bunch of examples, and they all seem to be copious, beneficial to both the manufacturer that takes on the new product and the creator. Essentially, this is a win, win, win. You get the creator who now gets that royalty check, and it frees him up with regards to time to put his efforts into creating another fantastic piece of home gym equipment. You get the manufacturer who doesn't have to put years into designing a new product and the money that goes with it. They're able to add a new item onto their website, sell it to the masses, make some money, and help out and grow the community. And you get the consumer, us, who basically gets the best of both worlds. We get the products that we want, and we get it at usually a reduced price than it was being sold before. I need to thank all of you for using my affiliate links, which are in the description of today's video. And when you use those links, they not only support the channel, but they help me create future content. Let me know when you use those links so that I can send you a small token of my appreciation. I have to admit, I was a little concerned as well until I saw the video that Brian Hennessy put out. He, of course, is the brainchild behind this thing, and it is not just a cash grab. This is his baby. He certainly cares about the final product because, frankly, his name is associated with it. And in the video that he did, he went through the nuts and bolts of how this belt squat, this Squat Max mobility and decompression, this MD Squat Max is actually better than his version because they fixed some of the issues and they put a premium powder coat on it. They made it a little bit quieter than it was before. They actually adopted his belt squat, which he said took years to design to make sure that it wasn't putting unnecessary pressure and strain on your back and your hips. And frankly, the thing looks fantastic. Another great thing about Titan Fitness taking the reins on this Squat Max MD is that they were able to bring the price point down. Now, we all wanted them to knock off like $1,000 off the top, and they only knocked off about $400, but $400 is still $400, and you get free shipping. For all the quality concerns I saw regarding the fact that Titan Fitness is now manufacturing this, I will say that thing sold super quick, even priced at $1,500 for the base version and $1,300 for the rack-mounted version. This thing sold out lickety-split. Chop, chop, lollipop. Let's break this thing down and go over some of the nitty-gritty of this and why you might want a belt squat device in your home and how the Squat Max MD is actually different from most of the belt squats out there. So Titan Fitness took over the reins, dropped the price to $1,500 for the full version, $1,300 for the actual rack-mounted version. They added wheels to this thing, so you could pick this thing up and move it around. It is 200 pounds, but you're paying for all of that weight. It is made out of 11-gauge steel with a beautiful black powder coat, and they knurled the handles because we love our knurling. They also actually added a nice foamed seat. They also made the loadable pin able to handle 1,300 pounds, which is mind-boggling, but it is a bit of a concern because the belt squat device is actually rated for 1,000 pounds, so there's a bit of a discrepancy there, but for the likes of us mere mortals, that's not actually gonna be an issue. They added a polymer coating to the guide rod to bring the noise down when utilizing the Squat Max MD, and you can still add band tension to this device, which is great, especially at the top end of your squat where you tend to be a lot stronger than the bottom end. Now, why would you want a belt squat device at all? And the reason is most of us have lower back pain and we love the squat. We love the benefits of the squat and we want to get those benefits. But as soon as that bar is on your back, your spine decompresses, and if you have any herniated discs or back issues, you tend to notice them right away. I, for one, have a herniated disc, and when I do back squat with a straight bar, I do notice it if I'm not extremely careful. I, for one, I absolutely love the belt squat in general. It's a beautiful way to train smarter, get all of that great tension on your legs, get all of the great benefits of a squat, but save your back, keep you in the fight, not from getting put out of commission for a week while your back inflammation kind of calms down. There's a problem with most belt squats, twofold. Number one, the weight, it's not underneath you. It is in front of you. So as you go through that range of motion, you're gonna notice a little bit of a discrepancy in the weight. It's not gonna feel as though you are squatting. It's just gonna be off slightly. The other problem with most belt squats is the range of motion. You know, you gotta squat low. You wanna squat low, get low. With most belt squats, you need risers. You need to bring yourself up so that you can fully squat low into the depth that you want. The people I've spoken with, they do love Titan Fitness's belt squat device, which costs $1,000 as of today on their website, but they did need to get risers in order to be able to get to that depth that they wanted and they were happy with. The Squat Max MD fixes both of those issues, and that's in part why it is patented. The weight itself, the load, it's directly underneath you, so it absolutely mimics this motion of a squat. I'm gonna say 99 to 100%. I mean, it's right there with the squat and how that weight would handle if you had it attached to a bar on your back. Also, because the weight is beneath you, you literally are able to squat low. You're able to get to the depth that you would prefer or you would normally want to hit on a typical back squat. And because that weight is directly underneath you, you get a nice pull on your hips. So instead of compressing your back like a barbell squat, it's going to help decompress that vertebrae as it kind of pulls down on your hips. And now it's time. It is time for my final thoughts on the Squat Max MD, mobility and decompression. Now, everybody I've spoken with that has a dedicated belt squat device absolutely loves it. Can't say enough good things about it. Even the Titan Fitness one that people have, as long as you get risers for your feet, you're gonna love it as well. However, there's a few issues in paradise when it comes to the Squat Max MD, and we need to talk about them. Now, many of you think it's that $1,500 price tag. And frankly, I'm as cheap as they get, and that's not it. At a 200-pound piece of equipment that's shipped free to your home that you're gonna have for the rest of your life, yes, $1,500 is a tough pill to swallow, but it's not something that's ever gonna go bad. It's not something that you're just gonna use on your wrist like a fancy watch to show off. It's something you're gonna use week in and week out. And more importantly, it's gonna save your back. And if you've ever had back pain in your life, you know the beauty of having no back pain and how much would you pay when you have that back pain to get rid of it. You'd pay $1,500 like that, no questions asked. The two major issues with this, number one is the footprint. It's a big piece of equipment, and when it comes to any home gym, space is always an issue. Most people are working with less than they realize, and their home gyms get clustered and congested, and when that happens, working out in them isn't as fun. This takes up a lot of space, but it's one of those things, if you've got back pain and still want to squat, it might be a sacrifice you're willing to make. The other issue that I see with this is the fact of versatility. When it comes to a home gym, we like to get equipment that can do a ton of different things. And if you get this Squat Max MD, you are buying it essentially to squat in. That's it. Now you can do a few other exercises for sure, especially like lunges, and you can probably rig up some other stuff to do things like shrugs. And there's probably a couple other exercises I'm not even thinking about. But for most of us, if you buy it, it's to just squat in. Is it worth it? Is it something you should consider? If you've got back pain and you like to squat, it absolutely is worth it. And I guarantee you, when Titan Fitness puts it back on their website as available, it's gonna sell out again. If you wanna see another epic home gym review video, then check this one out. If you made it this far in the video, we are officially best friends, like Tom Brady and plastic surgery. Thanks for making it all the way to the end, and don't save anything for the trip back.